Okay, welcome back to Eyes Open Media. Hey, what's going on, everybody? I just want to talk about the U.S. dollar for a quick second. I just completed the second report for the day. You guys can check that video out. I think this video is going to be up before that one because this one is a lot shorter. But you can make sure you check out the video on the main channel, Currency 365, for the second report. And if you haven't seen the first report of the day, go check that out as well. Okay, so the U.S. dollar is at 95.59. Okay, if you look at this 1 year chart here, you see that the US dollar was at 94 back in June, and then it rose at 98, came back down to 94, and then rose all the way up to 100. Okay, so beginning of the year, it was around 99. Okay, so around 99, a little bit higher than 99, but so I think it even hit like 99. 0.98 or something like that, or even 100 again. But on this chart, it doesn't say that it hit 100, but I saw it at 100. I thought I saw it at 100 in early January. But anyways, since then, it plummeted all the way down to 91, 92, and now is coming back up. It broke resistance there at 95, and so it's on the move up here. So as you see that it's at 95.59, and it looks like the next test is going to be 96. Not 96 exactly, but about 96 10, 96 12, somewhere around there. You can see it right here. You see the line on 96. You can see how a little bit over 96 it stops and comes back down. So there's a test that's coming for it at 96.10 range. Okay, and then if it breaks that range, meaning if it closes above that and breaks through it, then it's going to come back up to 98, and then there's another test around 98.10, 98.15. Okay, but this is the last. I believe that this is it for the dollar. Okay, this is the last test run for the dollar here as it comes back up. So on Patreon, I told my students on Patreon that I was given word that the dollar was going to rise one last time, and then once it finally finishes, somewhere around 96 to 98 is basically where it's going to finish, and it might even go back up to 98. I don't know how long they want to run it up to, but it could go back up to 98. But once it goes there and it settles, then it's going to start to fall. And when it starts to fall, it's over. Okay, the dollar will start to fall, and it will actually go through the 90 range. Okay, it stopped at 91, 92. They weren't ready for it to drop out of 90 yet because it wasn't time for the emerging markets to raise their values. So when it starts to come back down, it will be time. Okay, so we'll be in June by that time, right? So the dollar's going to go all the way up to probably 96, 97, 98, and then it's going to start to. It might even go back up to. I mean, it could surprise us and go back up to 99, and then it's going to start to fall. And then once it starts to fall back to 98, 96, 94, then it's going to go to 91, and then it's going to go to 90, and then it's going to fall out of 90. Okay. And once it falls out of 90, you're going to start to see it drop. That means that something has happened in the Eastern world. Okay. When you see the dollar at 90 or below, something has happened in the Eastern world. Okay. And hopefully you're holding one of those currencies, right? And we hope it's Iraq, right? But anything can happen, but we do hope it's Iraq. Okay. So Iraq triggers everything else, a chain reaction, and the dollar falls out of 90, and it begins to set itself for its reset right in October, 10/1/116, which is a Saturday, which the Chinese yuan is activated into the SDR, the New World Order currency is the SDR. Now, of course, we have the what do you call it? The BRICS, and they have their Asian Infrastructure Bank, the AIIB, and they're also probably going to start to use that as well as their SWIFT system. Okay, they want to get out of the SWIFT system because everything in the SWIFT is done in USD, and they want to use the AIIB system. Okay, and that's what most of the world is going to go to. So you're gonna have the Swiss, and you're gonna have the AIIB, and then of course you have the BRICS banks, and you have the AIIB, and then you have the IMF, and you have the World Bank. Okay, so the World Bank and the IMF are going through a lot of problems. Even the BRICS are going through a little problems right now as well, but they're going to be rising. The BRICS and the AIB are going to rise, and they're going to actually take over from the world dominance from the World Bank and the IMF, which is kind of crazy to say that because the IMF and the World Bank are loaded in investments in Iraq and Iran and Vietnam, which are going to explode here soon. So you would think the IMF and the World Bank are going to be fine for years, but it's not going to be the case. Okay, for some reasons, and they might take that money and use it on stupid stuff. So I don't know. Okay, or maybe they might take that money and try to bail out everybody in Europe that's going under, and that might be the problem. Okay? So they might take all that money that they're going to make off of Iran and Iraq and Vietnam, and they might take it and try to bail out the BRICS, and Germany's going to start to fail here in the next year or two, and they might have to help Germany. Then they're going to have to help Italy. They're going to have to help France. They're going to have to help London because London is about to get it bad. Okay, so London's about to get it bad. So they're going to have to help all those people out, and that's probably where all their money is going to be sucked out. Okay, so yeah. So once again, the U.S. dollar is making its last run up. And I don't know if it's going to hit 97 or 98, but it looks like it will. You never know. These things change at any time, but we're still in May. So I think the dollar still has time to run to 98. Okay. It still has time, especially if it hits 90, if it closes up over 96. Okay. If we see the dollar over 96, is a great chance we're going to see 98. Okay. Before they start to bring it down. Okay. So they weren't ready when they brought it to 91, 92. It was too early. So they're bringing it back up, and I think they'll probably bring it up to 96, 98 range. And then once that happens, they'll start to. I think there'll be time for it to start to die. Okay, so then the dollar will start to die. It will start to go back down 94. 93, 92, 91, and then once we see it around 90, I think we're gonna see something happen in the Eastern world. Okay, so that sounds like it'll be around June. Okay, so if you're looking for May, don't look for May because the dollar is still rising. If the dollar's still rising, that means that they're not ready. Okay, so don't look for anything in May. Put your eyes in June and July and August. Go after out of May. Get out of May, and unless something drastically changes here, you know what I mean? Get out of May. You know what I mean? Don't look at May for the Eastern world to do anything. Go into June. Okay. Because it seems like by June the dollar will then start to reverse itself and starts coming straight down. Okay, so we're looking for me personally, when a dollar's around 90 is probably when we're gonna see something. Of course, anything can happen at any time, but I think when the dollar, when the dollar goes to around 90, we will know that something is up. Okay, now could they do it before the dollar goes to 90 and then that brings a dollar to 90? Yeah, that's true. That is possible. Okay, so it is possible that they could trigger something in the Eastern world, and that could bring the dollar back down to 90 itself without, without doing it on its own. Something in the middle, something in the Eastern world could trigger the dollar to going back down to around 90 and then under 90. Okay, but when something happens when something does happen with any of our investments or in the Eastern world, the dollar will then finally fall under 90. Okay, so like I told you guys before, I expect the dollar around 75 to 85 by the end of the year. Okay, and some of you guys think it's going to go even lower than that. I don't want to do that because I still live in America, so I want a strong dollar. Okay, can a dollar, at 95, the dollar at 95 really hurts countries around the world, especially emerging markets. So the dollar at around 85 is actually perfect. The dollar at 85 is perfect because it doesn't strain the emerging markets, but it doesn't hurt our purchasing power either. You know what I mean? So a dollar at 85, the US dollar at 85 will be perfect for me. But at the same time, I know that once it goes below 90, it's never coming back up. It's gonna just go and do a slow death. At least it's a slow death. It's not a quick death. Okay, it's a slow death for the dollar that's coming, and it starts in June. Okay, so look for June into the end of the year until next year as the dollar starts to go down. Okay, so it's making its last run, and yeah, that's it. So starting June, we're gonna see the dollar probably under go to 90, and then it'll probably be under 90, and then start to start its slow death of the dollar, the US dollar. Okay, so that's it for me on this channel, and talk to you guys soon. Hope you guys are doing great. Eyes open. Peace out.